I don't understand what's going on in the replay center, to be honest. I said it. I think I said it this year or last year, or whatever. D'Lo clearly gets hit in the face on a drive. What the fuck do we have a replay center if it's going to go? It doesn't make sense to me. It makes no sense to me. It bothers me. Sorry I didn't answer your question, but that is like. And then I just saw what happened with the Sixers Knick game too. What are we doing?
What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in with Callie. Please like, subscribe if you haven't. So this has got to be the most utter trash type situation I could think of. I mean, this is LeBron going to the lowest of the lows. You sit there and lose to a Nuggets team when you were up by 20 points with Anthony Davis playing godlike basketball, which is, good for him. But and LeBron didn't have a bad, game either, of course. But you sit there and really blame the referees on one call, one play against D'Angelo Russell where you thought he got fouled, and in which I believe he did get fouled. But regardless, he's really acting like that one play really dictated the outcome of that game. What a sore loser LeBron is. And this is the reason why I never liked his ass, because he always sits there and cries and pouts like a big ass baby and sitting there thinking that he's the damn greatest player of all time because he had a 3-1 comeback in a damn finals against the damn Golden State Warriors when they were down Draymond Green 1 or 2 games. And it took a Herculean effort for him to do it. But obviously in his mind, that makes him the greatest of all time when he's got like 6 or 7 losses in the NBA finals. And this is the reason why he has questionable losses in his career that he has. Because if things don't go his way, he sits there and puts blame on everybody else and not taking accountability for the things he could have done in the game to help his team win. If you had more killer instinct, like a Michael Jordan, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, in which everybody seems to be comparing you to, if you really was the GOAT, you wouldn't even have lost that game. Because when you were at the top of the key at the 3-point line, and you shed off your defender, you was wide open by yourself to knock down that 3 to end the game, where that means the Nuggets wouldn't even have got the rebound, and Jamal Murray, that shot he would have hit in the corner wouldn't have made no difference, because if he would have made that shot, they still would have been down by 1. They still probably would have lost. The game on the line, you don't have the killer instinct like a Mike or a Kobe, which really is the reason why was really the reason why Michael Jordan is still the greatest player of all time, because you got to have that killer instinct to win championships at the highest level. LeBron has won championships because he's basically got players traded on his team to build up a team enough for him to win, and going to Miami, which really gave him a scapegoat to win championships. He doesn't have killer instinct where he can put a team on his back and really win it all himself. He doesn't have that. And he never did. And then obviously he still doesn't. And he's using little stupid antics like this to really diminish the fact that his team blew a 20-point lead against a Nuggets team where Jamal Murray shot 9 for 24. Jokic didn't play all that great in the first half. And KCP didn't have nearly as good a game as he usually does, or productive game as he usually has, which really hurt the Denver Nuggets most of the time. What really kept the Nuggets in the game was really Michael Porter Jr. But at the same time, you got a 20-point lead with Anthony Davis playing that good. He only gets 1 shot in the fourth quarter, which is questionable. And you come in the fourth quarter, make some pretty decent shots. But the fact that you lost in stunning fashion like that and you're embarrassed, now you're going to blame one call that happened in that game like it really dictated the outcome. It wasn't the last play of the game. It was like late third quarter going into the fourth. It wasn't the last play of the game, though, that really that determined the outcome of the game. That's just some sore loser type shit. It really is. And LeBron, that's the reason why they're not going to win. That's the reason why they're not going to win, because LeBron is just looking at it from a standpoint of pouting when his team doesn't win, instead of focusing on things he can do better for his team to win. And when I look at LeBron in this series, he looks gassed, honestly. By the third quarter, second half, he looks gassed to me. He doesn't even look like he has enough energy to even make it through the rest of the game. But he's out there complaining about referees and all these other things. He wouldn't even be complaining about that if they would have won. He wouldn't even be complaining about it. That's the reason why I just despise the guy. I really do. And that's the reason why a lot of people probably believe the same thing I believe. Kobe is always going to be the Lakers. LeBron is just a part of the Lakers. He's never going to be really the face of the Lakers like that because, first of all, he didn't put in enough years. And the years he's been there, they've missed playoffs. And the only reason why they're actually in some of these playoffs because they created a damn play-in tournament for them to make the playoffs. Because when Kobe was playing, there was no such thing as no play-in tournament where he can be the 10th seed and get into the playoffs and still have an opportunity. Well, if you gave Kobe all the many more opportunities, he probably would have more championships than 5. He'd probably have 7 championships if there was a such thing as a play-in tournament when he played, but it wasn't. So it's like, LeBron he just makes me cringe. I just never liked the guy, and I just feel like he's little things. Some people might look at this as little, but a thing like this, complaining about referees and things like that, this is just not a good representation of the Los Angeles Lakers. It's not a good representation of an organization that's been a winning organization and a team that never made excuses. It's just not a good representation of it. So he should just go back to Cleveland, where he's from, and talk that shit over there with them. Because, it fits more of a team, a lowly, low earth team like that. Yeah, they're playing pretty good, but nobody believes in Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell is good and all that, but they're not going anywhere. And so, why don't you just go back to Cleveland or something like that? Because out here in LA, regardless of who you pull for, we don't need no pouters. We don't need no complainers. It's all about trying to win. And one little play on D'Angelo Russell did not dictate the outcome of that game. But it just shows how pathetic of a player he is in regards to being a diva, being somebody that's really like weak-minded and not having the killer mindset to dominate and take over that game and win it. Because like I said, if that was Jordan or Kobe, they wouldn't have missed that shot at the end where he shut off the defender and had a wide open 3 or wide open shot. They would have knocked that shot down. They would have put the dagger in the heart of the Denver Nuggets, and it would be tied 1-1 going back to L.A. It really would. So, like I said, he can pout all he want to, but the difference between him and Mike had that killer instinct. That game is, first of all, honestly, from what I've seen from Michael Jordan, the Bulls probably be up 2-0 in that series. Probably would be. If anything, bare minimum, it'd be 1-1 going back to Chicago. They wouldn't be down 0-2 with somebody like Anthony Davis playing otherworldly the way he did, and D'Angelo Russell had the game of his life. So with all that help that LeBron got, you can't put it on no referees. The reason why you lost, you got to just put it on yourself and the team why you lost, because you had ample enough help. And on top of that, why did you stop going to Anthony Davis in the fourth quarter? Why do that? Get Anthony Davis back involved so he can, slow the game down some. When you playing a fast pace, LeBron is a smart guy. If you playing a fast pace, you playing within the Denver Nuggets' hand, because they like to run up down the court and just shoot threes and be on fast breaks, and Jokic find people with his dime passes. They like playing like that. But if you slow the game down and give it to Anthony Davis, throw it in the paint, maybe Anthony Davis can score on his own, which of course we know he can, and maybe he can get somebody else in foul trouble, stop the clock, and get extra points that way. If you stopping the clock, getting extra points that way, that kills more of the team's momentum. You killing team's momentum, they can't build up momentum enough to beat you. So, like I said, that's something else they could have done. But instead of blaming referees for one little measly call, when you had a 20-point lead, that's soft as hell. And honestly, I stand on it.